at the aid station presented by Seven Summit Snacks. And that hesitation just means that I totally forgot what show I was doing, which is par for the course.
We're off to a good start. All that matters, Seven Summits Snacks, presented by Seven Summit Snacks.
That's it. I had a meeting with Kristen earlier this week, and I told her we'll make sure we get the name in repeatedly. So Seven Summit Snacks it is. I'm your host, Jason Bahamundi, and I'm joined by my co-host, Adam Lee, who is the founder of Community Trail Running. We host this podcast in a way to help you guys understand that not everything has to be taken so seriously. So we developed this game called Eat, Toss, or Carry, which is based on the Fuck, Marry, Kill concept. We're going to be joined by the creator and founder and host of the Trail Running Film Festival, Matthias Eichler, which will be a blast since Adam is well-versed in the language of Matthias, shall we say? Since
100%.
Adam, you hosted how many shows this year?
We were lucky enough to do 6.
6 shows of the Trail Running Film Fest up in Canada between Calgary, right? Calgary, Edmonton, and Vancouver?
Yep, and a little further south and a little further west, but yeah.
So this will be fun. I'm going to turn over the reins to Adam when we bring Matthias onto the show, but make sure you check out the Trail Running Film Fest. And if you're interested in submitting, I'm sure Matthias would be happy to give you some information on how to do that. Because I've been asked multiple times and I'm like, just go to the website, man. I don't know.
We'll make Matthias do all the stuff.
That's it. I see him in the back room nodding his head like, yeah, no worries. I got it all.
He's totally used to it. This poor guy's had to do 12 shows with us up here. So he's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I got to handle that guy. No worries. All right. So let's bring Matthias onto the show and let's have even more fun with him. Welcome, my friend. How are you today?
I am extremely well. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely. That's the shortest answer you're going to give today from what I hear.
100%. 100%.
We were warned. We were warned.
Yeah, it's true. My whiteboard ran out of marker for this show, so I don't have enough space for all your answers. So just let's try to keep it somewhat abbreviated.
They need to be on a whiteboard? Are you like scribbling while we're doing this? I love this.
More like scrambling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Adam, I'll turn it over to you to introduce the foods that I'm sure you've conjured up for Matthias.
Well, yeah, Matthias, thank you for being here. Definitely excited to chat with Matthias any chance I get. And today we have some easy choices from my side because I've known Matthias long enough that I knew that I could search his Instagram to find some great choices and then pit some of his own against himself. So that's sort of where we're going with this today.
I like it.
And then the fun for me is I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of all of these.
Like Calgary?
Exactly, Jason, like Calgary. Matthias, we're going to set you up. So this is in your home turf, but you're not actually producing the event. So you get to like show up at the start line, celebrate with everyone. You know, you're not actually race directing this thing. We're going to call it, since you're crushing distances these days, we're just going to call it a 50K. Yes. Very nice. Very nice. We're just going to call it a 50K. It's just another day for you. This is the last aid station. We'll say 8K to go.
Mm-hmm.
And you're feeling good. So this is like truly a celebration of whatever's there. And so now I get to butcher these pronunciations, but we have Krapfen, which is jam donuts.
Okay.
Stalin, and these are all that I've seen that you've made and actually had names for, because you had a bunch of stuff on there, but it didn't have names.
Okay.
So this is what I had to go with. We've got the Stalin, which is the fruit bread, and the Brezel, which is a pretzel.
I mean, it has to be the pretzel because every time, especially late in the race, I want something savory. And so everything, what you mentioned beforehand, the Stollen and the Krapfen is obviously way too sweet. Now, delicious in itself, but yeah, not something I would eat at an aid station, especially not late in the race.
Okay, so you're gonna crush the Brezel. I'm gonna keep screwing this up anyway. But
You
what
can
do you?
you can just say the American name
No.
for it.
No, what's the fun in
No.
that though?
Well, because whatever you're saying is not it.
You see, and if I just went with the pronunciation here, we wouldn't get that from you, Matthias. No.
So, just to divert this thing, I don't know where you're going, but where I'm going is I have to like shove this in. So, I just ran Lavaredo and Northern Italy, and it's always extremely fun to figure out and to experience what the different aid stations are, right? You never get chips at European aid stations, but what they had were tomato slices, and then later on in the race, they had tomato slices they put on bread with olive oil and salt on top.
Yes.
Unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. Savory. The tomato was refreshing. The salt on top was absolutely fantastic.
Was cracked pepper an option? Could you put cracked pepper on it?
Well, I don't know, balsamic vinegar, and then they like, broiled it or something like that. It was still an aid station.
Hey.
All right, well, cool. Yeah, we get it. You ran in Northern Italy, Matthias. Whatever.
I know,
all right.
I know. I'm sorry, I'm gonna shove this in every single time.
Meanwhile, I'm sticking my hand in a bag of potato chips. This guy's eating bruschetta out in Italy.
And everyone after Jay is eating his handed potato chips. So
Right.
okay. So we know you're gonna crush the Brezel. What are you carrying with you though? You can only toss one. You have to carry one, and then we need to know why.
Well, I mean, I would probably take the Krapfen, the donut, with me, because I think that's probably the most fun. Probably has the shortest shelf life because they only really taste best when they come straight out of the oil and immediately are tossed in cinnamon sugar, right? So, I mean, just like a real donut. You're not going to buy a donut at 6 o'clock in the afternoon at a grocery store, right? You want them fresh coming out. So, yes, but I probably, from a sort of excitement factor, something to pull out of my vest and be like, oh yeah, okay, that would be probably the Krapfen.
And the fresh donut picture on Matthias' Instagram looks amazing, by the way.
I mean, essentially, they are. I mean, the way I cut them is sort of in, elongated rectangle type deals. And so, I mean, they're sort of like beignets from New Orleans, right? I mean, it's sort of the same idea, but they have to be like really fresh and then they're delicious. That's dinner for my family several times a year. I'm serious.
What's the name of the item that we're tossing again then? And what is it?
Well, I mean, I have a hard time, right? I mean, especially if I bake it, I will myself, I will definitely not toss the Stollen. It's a Christmas bread, right? It's the idea of there is lots of fun being made about fruitcake because it's so dense and stuff. But if you have the right combination of dried fruit and dried nuts, and you soak the fruit in rum and schnapps beforehand for a couple days and stuff, right? And you make this bread and you let it sit for a couple weeks. Then during the holidays, it would be absolutely fantastic any time of the day, right? And so I would definitely not toss it unless it was some kind of weird store-bought shit. Then I'll toss it out. Only the ones that I bake myself, I will treasure.
You're breaking the rules. You have to toss one thing. So
yeah, exactly.
Store-bought Stollen, you can toss.
No. This is all your stuff, Matthias. It's from
the
your
stuff
feed.
that I bake.
It's right out of your kitchen.
Fuck me. Sorry. I mean, fine. I'll toss that because it's summertime 50K and that stuff doesn't taste that great. It needs to be wintertime. If you would have set me up and you would have said, look, it's a winter 50K and you serve mulled wine at the aid stations, then it would be a different story.
Yeah, good point.
All right, Jay, hit us with your choices.
I am tossing the pretzel because it's a pretzel or pretzel. Like you could get that anywhere. Like
Not when I bake it. No,
I just-
no. Are you also eating my food?
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah.
I just ran 42K. I probably
Yeah.
had a handful of pretzels at every aid station along the way. I don't want any more pretzels. I'm done.
You
I'm
eat,
out.
you eat mine and you DNF. You stay at that aid station and you're like, could I have some butter? Maybe a little ham?
I'm eating the Stoil. Is that how we pronounce it? The fruitcake?
Stollen.
Starlin. I'm eating the Starlin.
Okay.
And I'm bringing the donut with me because you said it's not fresh. It's been laying around for a few hours, which makes it a little bit harder. And so I can either throw it at the bear as the bear's chasing me, or when I'm trying to cross the finish line in 777th place and the guy in 777th eighth place is trying to catch up to me, I can throw it at him and knock him out.
So what you're saying is you're cool with sweet all the way during your
Yeah,
yeah?
100%.
Can't do it, man. It's like I'm like 20 miles in. I'm like, give me all the savory shit. I'm done. I'm done with sweet liquids and stuff. Unless it's Seven Summit snacks, I will have those anytime, anywhere during my race, even in the middle of the night.
Kristen, you just got invoiced extra for
Shout
that
out,
one.
Kristen. He gets it. He gets it. I think carrying the fruit bread, the Stalin, is the only acceptable reason to carry it. And Matthias, I'm sure you put your heart and your love into it, but I just can't see myself liking it. So that's the thing I'm gonna chuck.
I absolutely love fruitcake, man.
No, can't do it. Just nope, not at all. However, and again, you gotta check. I think you gotta check out Matthias' Instagram feed because the Brezel is like a giant one, super fresh. Like it looks incredible.
Well, the one from a couple days ago, I didn't bake, right? I don't. That one I had at a beer garden in Munich, but what can you do?
Well, actually, we didn't talk about this, but is there some brown mustard at this aid station for the pretzel?
Of course not, because
Okay,
pretzels in Germany you wouldn't have with mustard.
gotcha.
You would have with either butter or then with a. It's called Oberster. It's a Bavarian cheese. That's sort of a spreadable cheese, and that's absolutely amazing.
This changes everything. I'm DNFing because I'm staying at that aid station. I'm eating the pretzel. I'm eating the donut. I'm eating.
You see?
That's it. I just went from 777th place to DFL, and I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna crush the donuts. The Krapfen, whatever. Krapfen. They sound incredible. The photo looks so good. I love donuts. So that's when I'm gonna hang out at the aid station and eat. I'm carrying that Brezel because I think it'd be delicious, and also it could double as a weapon.
It's true. Now the donut, is there a special jam that goes inside of it? Is there a specific one?
So when I make them, basically because they come super fresh off the oven and they're fairly small, I don't actually fill them. They're just I basically just make two different variations. One of them I toss in powdered sugar, and the other one I toss in cinnamon sugar. I found filling them is not really worth it because my family eats them too fast. Like it's complicated, like trying to find a nozzle and squeeze the jam in it, right? It's like we pretty much gather in the kitchen while I make them, and it's sort of it's deep frying, so it's sort of a little bit of a process. You can only put like 4 or 5 in, so it's like 2 or 3 people need to be involved in that process. One of them puts them in, the second one sugars them and stuff, and so more or less the family gathers in the kitchen and we eat them straight as they come out. There's no time to put jam in it, right? Before they even hit the dining room table, they're more or less 3/4 gone.
I like it. Makes a lot of sense. Normally, we would ask the question, what's your favorite aid station food? But I think we've got the answer. It is clearly a crostini with sliced tomato and some sea salt sprinkled over top.
Absolutely. I mean, they didn't have watermelon, and I compared like the nutrition value of watermelon on tomatoes. And I was like, tomatoes anyway, fruit, right? So it's more or less the same thing. And on American aid stations, you always get watermelons. Like North American aid stations, I don't know, I'm pretty sure they have watermelons in Canada too. But it's a staple, right? Especially at summer races. And I was so surprised that they had these tomatoes. And at first I was like, classic, like, I don't know if I would like that, right? And then you try it and then you put salt on top. And it's just, it's absolutely amazing. It's refreshing. It's non-sweet. Fantastic.
Matthias, thank you for bringing another culture to Food Fight Friday at the Aid Station presented by Seven Summit Snacks, and for plugging them while we're at it. For your time and dealing with the two of us, we will be sending you a box of Seven Summit Snacks for your enjoyment while you're out there making your donuts and your pretzels and your by the way, is the fruit bread more like a panettone, like an Italian version?
Yes, it's sort of the in between, right? The panettone is like super light and fluffy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this online, the way they take them out of the oven and then they store them upside down,
Right.
In order to get that crazy fluffiness so that the dough doesn't like compress. And then the British fruit cake is like massively dense,
Yeah,
right? And
like a brick.
and Stollen is sort of in between. Right?
Okay.
It's sort of like a hearty cake, right? It's still something that you can easily cut. And
I'm gonna have to go find a German baker here in LA to give it a whirl when we get closer to the holidays.
I'm pretty sure if there are German bakers around, I'm pretty sure that that's one of those things that they offer as like a pre-order, the way some bakers do, like pumpkin pies and stuff like that.
Awesome. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Dude, that was awesome. What a great find, searching the Instagram page of his to come up with those foods. Great job.
And in classic Matthias fashion, it is the longest episode of Food Fight Friday ever.
We just PR'd for the length of show. Brother, thank you so much for joining me again on Food Fight Friday at the Aid Station. I really appreciate everything that you're doing. Any podcast releases that you want to hype that are coming up?
We've got a couple fun ones coming up. I won't get into anything specific, but stay tuned at Community Trail Running for all kinds of good stuff.